LukaNation. We got a Thanksgiving edition episode for you guys, and it's gonna be an interesting one because here you are on Thanksgiving. Cage starts eating Thanksgiving dinner at noon, so like by the time it was like 3 p.m., he was like, "I already had my turkey, and it was time for a nap."
Yeah, I eat like 2 o'clock, 2:15, something like that. I eat. Yeah, it's like a late lunch, early dinner, I guess. But I told you it's strategic, man. That way you finish your meal. You come back around 4:30, maybe do a little pie, a little vanilla ice cream on top. And then like 5, 6 o'clock, you eat again. And here's the best part. Although you say I look tired, YouTube, audience, you could tell me whether that's true or not. There's another game. I mean, Raiders Cowboys about to finish up as we record this. There's another game tonight. I'm gonna be slamming ham and turkey. I'm gonna make like a little like a I don't know, call it like a casserole or whatever it is. I'm gonna throw some stuffing, some mashed potatoes, some corn, a little gravy. Just mush it all together in a bowl. Heat that up. Boom. Have just like Thanksgiving all over again. It's amazing.
So while Cage is doing whatever he just talked about doing,
yummy.
I have a Thanksgiving gift for you guys as well. So we get tons of messages from you guys in our audience with questions, topics, ideas, and all that stuff. But something cool happened. We got 2 people that reached out. One is, I believe, a family, or we'll find out tomorrow, maybe just an individual who's opening an LCS. So we want to bring them on our show. Another one just kind of created an innovative hobby app, and we're going to bring them on the show. So we're thinking, what better way to give back to our community? We have this platform that we've been fortunate to build through your guys' help. Why don't we bring on 2 people that have reached out in the last, week about 2 topics we've talked about? So we don't know how it's going to be, but I think it's going to be kind of cool. These are 2 people that are true hobbyists that want to now start a business in the hobby, and we want to help them get attention, get some of the eyeballs, maybe hope some of you guys are in the area, and we'll go and support the LCS. So I'm pretty excited for that, man. I think it's cool to use what we've built all together to try to give back,
I like that. I definitely do. Listen, Thanksgiving, it's a cool thing. I've been talking to folks who don't live in the country, from Canada.
Dude, guys, Cage can't even open his eyes. This is the best thing ever.
Dude, you must be stoned out of your mind because maybe your eyes are so closed that you can't see. My eyes are wide open as normal. What's the matter with you?
You're really squinty-eyed.
But I'm normally squinty eyes.
You're not normally squinty-eyed.
Wow.
It's the turkey. It's when you have a lot of turkey, you get sleep.
No, dude, I'm wide awake right now.
And giggly, apparently.
I was sleeping before. I was very sleepy before, but I'm not sleeping now. And I'm wide awake, paying attention to this. The Raiders are about to lose. They better not flag that crap. These Cowboys receivers are flopping all over the place. It's crazy. So
I gotta give your Raiders team a lot of credit. They've been a resilient bunch this whole year. They've been going through a lot.
I think the Cowboys defense is just shitty. I think, okay. But you're right. They have. I mean, the Ruggs thing. They talked about that. They talked to the coach.
Gruden?
Well, I mean, the coach was basically like, "Look, the Ruggs thing." He said that was like that it's going to eat the team, for the rest of the season. These guys were, that's a teammate. It's somebody you go to war with, on a weekly basis. And obviously, I don't want to minimize the, what happened there. Someone lost their life. That's terrible. From a football perspective, basically, what they were saying is going to impact these guys, and it's tough. It's tough to get up. But it looks like they're going to overtime. I'm sure they'll lose this game because that's the Raider way. But it is what it is, man. So to finish the point here, Thanksgiving. I reached out to a lot of people today, even people who do not live in the United States and the 3 towns in Canada that celebrate Thanksgiving. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, we don't celebrate that here," and I'm like, all right, I get it. I understand. But the point is just, this is a cool day, right? I got so many awesome messages, so many messages of thanks, so many messages of like, love the community, love what you and Andrew do, love being able to turn to you guys every single day for content. And I was able to, thank so many of the people who have gotten us, to where we are as well. It's just a cool day, man. You get a lot of cool positive messages all over Instagram, all over Twitter, people posting stuff. People posting food porn, not just card porn, but food porn. That's awesome. People are like, look what I made. Look at this, prime rib I made, look at this. And let me tell you something. I have a play today. I have a play like no other. My play is candied yams. I've never made them before, but let me tell you something. That was a nice little Thanksgiving edition. Never done it. Little yams, little like syrup, little brown sugar, a little vanilla, throw some marshmallows on top and brown them at the end and make like a little casserole out of it. It was a good time. That was a good time. So, yeah, man, I've been up early. I start cooking a 22-pound turkey. It takes a little while. It takes about a half hour to like prep before you even get it in the oven. You know, you got to clean it out. You got to season it. You got to butter it. You know, you got to put salt and pepper. You got to season it a little bit. You got to do some magic to it. And then that thing, it's got to cook for like 5 hours. So there's a lot. Yeah, I'm serious. That's a 5-hour cook right there.
Is your turkey dry?
No way. This is the best turkey I ever had. And here's the thing. You got to make sure it doesn't dry out. Like every half hour, you're basically basting it. And dude, I'm the king of like moist turkey when I get to make my own stuff. I use like 9 sticks of butter. Like I'm basically like buttering the thing. It's like an old Jewish lady down in Florida, you know, with that tan that she gets by the end of the summer, you know, where she's just the tanning
where it
lotion.
Looks like her skin is melting off of her body.
Yeah, that's what you do to the turkey. You butter,
that's
little
good.
bacon on it. You got to make sure, man. You got to make sure that you take care of that turkey. You got to brown it the right
bacon
way.
strips on top. I can
see
how.
Exactly.
Okay.
Little bacon.
I have a
strips
plate too. That's not nonsense.
It's not candy yam.
No. Mine is this next month is going to be a tremendous opportunity for hustlers, for people that are willing to put in the work. 2 ways, in the metaverse and in the real world. I'll start with the real world. Go to all your LCSs in these next 60 days, 30 days. By the end of the year, 30 days actually.
Yeah.
If it's in a 90-minute period, like drive, go there. There's going to be deals. There's going to be opportunities. You're going to get a pulse on the market. Talk to the people. This next month, people slow down. If you hustle, there's arbitrage opportunities. And second, guys, we kind of are in like a little bit of a decentralized marketplace, right? You know, we have Golden Auctions. They have their inventory. PWCC has theirs. eBay has theirs. Prostein has theirs. Only Alt has theirs. StarStock has theirs. Everything has kind of been decentralized in 2021, right, Cage?
Yeah, it's confusing to me.
It's confusing, but it's an opportunity. And if you guys don't have an account on every single one of these, you're making a mistake and you're leaving money on the table. Because what's cool about this is you could sign up for PWCC and not deposit $1 and just browse their listing. Browse what the monthly auctions are going to be. They have a monthly auction coming up. Same with Alt. Create an account and see what cards are listed there. There are tremendous opportunities for arbitrage where someone listed a card super low. You're able to buy it and flip it on another platform. Buy it, send it back to your house, and flip it in real life. So this next month is going to be the month for hustlers. And all you guys out there that are part of our community, if you're willing to put in the work, there's arbitrage.
I agree entirely. This next month, there is more money to be made than any other month in the year. And I will tell you the secret to doing it. It's not going to LCSs. Go on Amazon, or you could probably buy one in a thrift shop. It might be a little more expensive now than if you tried to buy it in like March. But you are looking to buy. Come here, pal. Come here, quick. Come here, this dude. Look at he had his dinner and he started building about an hour ago. He built.
Look at that Lego set. That's
Lego,
Iron Man's.
Lego Thanos,
That's
Infinity
Thanos.
Gauntlet.
Put it on, Cage.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet, buddy. I like it. Look at what? Oh, the stone comes out. You can switch the stones. Ooh. This is pretty sweet right here. Check this thing out. That's pretty nice.
Show it to the camera. There you go.
There you go, camera. So you can take the stones out, I guess, and like if you want to have like the green stone. What's the green stone, pal? Time stone. If you want to have like the time stone in the middle, you can do that. All right, put it back. I'll be done in a couple minutes, dude. I'm gonna film my episode. Put it over there. Put it downstairs, wherever it is. I'll find a place for it. That's cool stuff, you know, a little Lego.
Cool
so
stuff.
Here's the money maker for this year. You thrift stop, Amazon, you can go anywhere. Buy a Santa Claus suit. Go to the mall and sit on a bench. 100%. You get paid for that all month long. You get paid. People tell you their secrets. People come sit on your lap even. Nah, I'm just playing. I don't know, man. You can tell me, spend the month going to like LCSs and listen to what can be heard and see what can be seen. Because people are slowing down. Christmas is the best, man. Christmas is the best time. I'm gonna probably decorate for tomorrow. Thanksgiving's awesome. I know you don't want to talk about Thanksgiving. You rolled eyes when I started talking about it because where you are currently sitting. It's called Gracias Giving. It just doesn't have the same ring to it. So, guys, a big thank you to our community. Before we get into the plays and the sports and all the fun stuff, like, you guys are the best. Seriously. Andrew says it all the time. He's just trying to give me a hard time today because I really am like turkey sleepy. But he's like, want to do an episode? I'm like, no, I'm asleep. He's like, you want to do an episode? I'm like, no, I'm asleep. No, I ate too much. So he's fine. He's like, come on, dude. You know I go to sleep early. Like, we got to get on and do an episode.
Dude, it's literally darkness.
Like, it's dark. I'm done. Meanwhile, I had all these plans. I was going to go out and smoke a cigar. It was a beautiful day today. I didn't even do anything. I watched football, and I'm ready to pass out. So you're 100% right. But our community, these guys are the best. And if there's anything we can do, anything you guys need, reach out. Do not hesitate to ask. Jump into our Discord. Get on our Instagram. Send us a message. We respond. I got to tell you, I take stock every year, Thanksgiving. I look across the table at my family, all the great things that I have. And I got to tell you, this year, more than ever, I have more to be thankful this year than ever before, which is amazing to say, given just the overall climate, given that we're still at the tail end of this, pandemic, COVID and all this craziness. And, the card market is in a different spot than it was even last year. But just, the fact that we get to meet new people in this hobby, like the RPS guys this week, right? I mean, just amazing folks. We got to look forward to, Mint Collective coming up. We get to come on here, talk cards, and chat with our hobby family, LukaNation, every single day. What more can you ask for? So enough of that. I'm sorry, be sappy, but I had a lot of syrup, so I'm gonna be sappy. It is what it is. That's what happens when you eat a lot of candied yams. Also, I get a lot of messages. People want movie lines, man. So that's good. I'm going to have to sneak some movie lines in here. People are like, where are the movie lines? I need more movie lines. I got to sneak some in on you. Dude, what did you do today? Tell the crew. Because
I got wrecked.
Yeah, let's go. Let's hear it.
I got wrecked, dude. I'm feeling it. It's like progressively I'm getting more and more hurt. No, I go to boxing, but today they flipped the script and said, we're going to grapple today.
Woo!
And we rolled around on the first hour was just rolling around on the floor like a shrimp. Yeah, it's one of the positions to get out of jujitsu.
I can see
the alligator walked.
Huh?
And then we get to the fun part where we're just rolling around on top of each other. And these 18-year-old kids choked me the fuck out. It was pissed me off.
Yeah. Getting choked is no fun, man. Choked is no fun. The neck still hurts.
It's just the endorphin rush is good, but it's wearing off now, and I just want to go to sleep. And I box them all tomorrow. Boxing, right. I like boxing.
And then the guy who choked you is going to you punch him in the face tomorrow. It's going to be great. You're like, give me a receipt.
No remorse.
Little receipt. That's what they call it. That's good stuff for those wrestling fans out there.
But the funny thing is, Cage, last night, I had a dream that at Mint Collective, before everything started, I was like, yo, Dana White, you want to get in the ring? You want to get in the ring and spar? and we did MMA. So that's funny, the night before.
That's amazing, man. I mean, I'm thinking about going to Vegas, and I have different dreams. You're dreaming about Dana White. But hey, to each his own, I guess.
Dude, that'd be cool. That'd be cool to spar with Dana White. I want to see what he's made of.
So listen, let me ask you a quick question. Top 3. Whether you care, I don't know. You might be the wrong person to ask this. But starting tomorrow, it's holiday season, and there are holiday movies will start. They may start the Christmas Story marathon tomorrow and not stop playing it for 30 days straight. Give me a top 3, and then maybe we'll leave it out there to.
I'm a Home Alone guy.
Home Alone. So what are your top 3 holiday movies?
Home Alone.
Home Alone. Kevin. They get mileage out of that. You see that? They did a commercial with her. I forget, maybe for a credit card or something. She's shopping at Macy's. The woman who plays Kevin McAllister's mom, and she's like, oh my god, I've lost Kevin. And Kevin Hart comes out, and he's like, no, I'm right here. And they're like, oh my god, they are getting mileage out of that one line from Home Alone still. Yep, commercial. You gotta love it. So a little Home Alone, that's your deal. A little Die Hard, maybe. A little Gremlins.
I don't understand why Die Hard has to do with Christmas or the holiday season.
It happens at Christmas. Oh, now okay. I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. That doesn't just yell Christmas to you. They don't all have to be feel good. And let me tell you, Die Hard is about as feel good as it gets. One American takes down a bunch of foreign terrorists himself and saves a Japanese.
Why are the enemies always Russian in movies?
They weren't Russian in that.
No, Croatian.
No, I don't know what they were, but they definitely weren't Russian. They weren't Russian. They were well, because, dude. No, I mean, I know you're not Russian. You're Ukrainian. But
Propaganda.
Most Americans don't know the difference. And because anyone who lived through the 80s, they lived through the Cold War, as we would call it. That was the big bad mother Russia was. That was you were the bad guys. I mean, Russia was the bad guys. That was
the point of that is, guys, be very conscious about what you're watching, because here we think that Hollywood is harmless, but there were all of these innuendos and hidden messages, and those messages might exist today with a different medium.
I mean, listen, I gotta tell you, anybody who was my age or grew up, you watch Rocky IV, you think you know the words to the Soviet national anthem because you kind of hum along during the movie, but you don't actually know the words to the Soviet national anthem. I could try to sing it right now; it'd be pretty funny. It would be pretty terrible. Or you've seen the movie Wolverines. Oh man, almost they flag it. Oh, the Raiders are gonna get the benefit of a cheapy flag here and win the game, I think. So you watch Wolverines, which was Red Dawn, which they remade. Red Dawn, Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, and the Russians, by way of Cuba, invade Middle America. Like, they actually come in and take over the United States from the middle. That would be the worst place to it. To invade California. No offense to any of our California listeners, but you guys would be easy to take over.
It would never work.
It would never work. How come?
They would never win against the Middle America. Middle America.
Exactly. Tough, man. That's where all the guns are.
That's where they don't mess around.
Oh man, it's a lot of fun. But anyway, those are the movies. We're off on a movie tangent. I got a nice message today telling me to enjoy my turkey cacciatore and my sweet potato parmesan, which is from My Blue Heaven. Good stuff, man. I love it. Listen, so I have a couple of questions for you. All right. One. Let's go on. Can we talk about LeBron without getting too crazy? Right, because if you were on Twitter yesterday, he was La Snitch. If you were on Twitter yesterday, he was La Rat. If you're on Twitter yesterday, he was like, "How can this guy do this?" And he's throwing people out.
What did the people do?
Today, and remember, this is all rumor and innuendo. I don't have anything confirmed by anyone about anything. But today, the story that's come out is that those two fans and the people around them were basically telling LeBron that they were wishing that his son died in a car accident. Like, Bronny's going to die in a car accident or something like that. So, one, what do you think about what LeBron did? And then two, is it something that's justified? And, is this because this is the talk, man? This is all over the place. Because yesterday, a lot of people jumped to a conclusion without knowing what was said. You kind of assume it was bad. But they were, how many times Michael Jordan got fans get thrown out of a game? None. LeBron, look at this. How many times, LeBron been ejected from a game? So we can talk about that particular incident, but how about LeBron, his season here? They bring all these people. The team doesn't have any chemistry. Then he hurts his ass. I know it wasn't his ass, but I like saying that because it's funny and everybody laughs. Then he comes back, and in a week, he gets into a fight, bloodies up, beef stew, and now he's getting fans thrown out of an opposing stadium in the middle of overtime. Like, people who
they threw him out at the end of the game.
They threw him out, yeah, at the end. It was
at the very, very end.
The very end, the literally very end of the game. It was like 114, one something. It was the end of the game. I'm sure they were probably yelling the whole time. I have no idea. I'm not there. I don't know the facts. I just know, what I'm reading. But I figured, we should talk about it. What do you think? Because if anybody's not going to go easy on the King, it's you. But maybe this is one of those times you should go easy on him. I don't know.
I don't care. I got to be honest. I don't care. My only qualm with LeBron is he doesn't play hard all game.
The drama is what I mean. Now you got the elbow.
I don't care about drama that much, though. None of that stuff is relevant. I don't think that his elbow was intentional. Right. And I don't think fans should be saying that stuff. I don't think he has to go and I think it was hilarious how he called them out. Right. You could just go to the ref and be like, "Yo, they said this. Can you toss him?" But he is dramatic. He has always been dramatic. But no, fans can't be saying dumb shit. I don't know why fans say dumb shit either. Be clever. You can be clever. You can talk trash. Be clever. Make a sign. Did you see the heckler that MJ had? He would read the Jordan rules right behind the bench.
Yeah.
So I don't know why fans say obviously insulting stuff, and then they're surprised yo. So no, I don't like that. I just wish LeBron competed hard, but I think that team is their talent is undoubtable. Like if they just come together and play hard, there's very few teams in the league that could match up with them. Very few. And I guess that's the frustration, right? Like you want to see this team come together. They have the talent, they have the weapons, but it's like they play like 5 minutes on, 3 minutes off, 5 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 5 minutes on, 20 minutes off. It's so random.
And why is it? Because they just don't care. They know they're going to be in the playoffs. They know they'll be at the end, and they can just they can flip the switch when they need to. Is that it?
I think it's because intensity. A lot of people think like intensity is natural, but I think it's learned. And I think it comes from having to deal with difficult times. And I think because of LeBron's incredible talent, what he lacks in intensity, he makes up in talent. Right? And the head follows the snake, the team follows the leader. LeBron isn't an intense player, So the team doesn't play that intense. And as much as Russ isn't the leader of that team. And you see, like AD could dominate a game. AD should have had a stretch in his career when he put up like 40 and 10, 5 games in a row. He has that talent.
Yep.
And yet he just like so nonchalant. He doesn't want to exert his dominance. And it's frustrating to watch. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, listen, fans.
They could turn it around, though.
Be human, be human. Especially if that's what they were yelling. Like, didn't Bronny lose a friend early this year in a car accident? Also, like a real close friend, like his best friend died in a car. Like that kind of like stupid stuff. Kid's 17 years old. These are athletes in basketball. It's one of those crazy things, right? Where these guys are legit, like. They're closer to the fans than anybody. These guys that get in the stage. You see Malice in the Palace. You see the crazy stuff. Like even baseball now, where you have the net in the way and stuff like that. Football, they're so far up, off the field. Basketball, they're right there. Like they're a foot away, right? So be human. These are people out there. You know what I mean? Like you don't. Anyway, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, if this is what they were saying, I'm not a LeBron lover. I don't consider myself a LeBron hater. But, there's no room for that, just in human behavior. But it is interesting to see LeBron come back from an injury and basically dominate the headlines in distraction type of way. Because this is what people are talking about, not the fact that he basically put the team on his shoulders and had a huge statistical game the other night. And played like the great.
But dude, they shouldn't have been in that close. Like anytime they turned it on, they're clearly a much better team than the Pacers.
But you have to turn that around but he put them on his back when he needed to, and his sporting cast needs to do better. Like he's only so much he could do, right? Yes, as a team they shouldn't have been there, but he did enough basically to will them to win, which is what LeBron supporters would say.
How much does LeBron also deserve responsibility for grabbing his jock after scoring 3?
Yeah, well.
So what if he directed that at them?
Maybe. Listen, it's possible.
Trash talk cuts both ways, right? Like trash talk is a really interesting game because it's one of those, like how when you have two kids and one like pushes one and the other pushes back harder and then you push back harder and where's the line, right? It's not as clear cut. So I don't do that stuff. I don't talk about people's family. I will attack you and your behavior, but I don't really talk about family and trash talk. I'm not a big fan of that either.
So my play is the second topic. There's a lot of 6 of these Prism bases for $125 currently sitting on eBay. $20 a card. Let me ask you something. How good do you think Anthony Edwards can be?
Dwayne Wade is my comp for Anthony.
That's a pretty good comp. Right? That's a pretty good comp. I think he's got crazier poster.
Just to be clear, that's my ceiling for Anthony Edwards. That's
agreed.
Wade is one of the greatest.
That's about as high a ceiling as you can get. Unless you're saying he's going to turn into LeBron or MJ or like that level. Wade is a level beneath those guys. Top 50 all-time player kind of stuff. Sure. So that's an amazing ceiling. You see the dunk, which was not an offensive foul. I don't care. That he didn't.
It wasn't a foul either direction. I didn't think it was kind of like a light tap. Like he just put his arms up,
and yet it it goes down as like not even counting, which is ridiculous. Because now we have to have these poster dunks that have little asterisks on them, like Jaws dunk that didn't go in. And Nike's
Anthony
actually
Edwards.
you see the Nike promotion about it now. It's like, it's a kid who says you can't do that. One of the questions they ask, it's like, who says you can't make the NBA from like a really small school? One of them is, who says you can't make a poster out of a dunk you miss? Pretty funny, right? Pretty funny. It's a good little marketing thing for the people who are fans. Well, you getting behind Ja, smart for Nike. But Edwards, that dunk was sick. That was sick. It was like dunk competition stuff. Like, he took off from forever. I mean,
he's an athletic dude.
He's athletic. He's exciting. He's a funny dude. He just plays in a shitty team, a shitty market.
Minnesota hasn't been good ever, man. Minnesota's tough.
I mean, do you think maybe Gary brings some heat to Minnesota with VFriends, VCon going there, and maybe, some esports and all kinds of stuff? Maybe it'll become an up and coming location, for
if I can be honest, I would love to one day be in the circle of owners to learn what it really takes to run an organization. Because, dude, it does seem like bad organizations stay bad and good organizations stay good. And I'm curious what it is, right? Like, why does that happen? So I don't know the answer.
Yeah, man. Look at Tampa signing Wander Franco. I mean, Tampa basically has done everything right for the last decade to build a team that's going to be there forever. They always seem to make the right moves, where my Yankees always seem to just overpay for the wrong players.
And that happens usually when it's the son that takes over too, right? Like you saw that with the Raiders as well.
I mean, listen, Al Davis was not that successful towards the end of his career anyway. He was a cool dude, and, they won in the 80s. But that team hasn't won a Super Bowl. They went to the Super Bowl, lost to Gruden, believe it or not, 20 years ago. But that team just hasn't been good in a long time. But the son taking over, they just showed him on TV, and I'm like, this is an owner? Like, this, he's wearing jeans, like a sweatshirt. He looks like, whatever. I don't want to make fun too much. But the Raiders actually won. They won in overtime, which is pretty nice.
36-33.
Little field goal in overtime. Some drama at the end. A bunch of penalties during the field goal. They made the field goal kick it like 4 times. And one of them, he bounced it off the upright, but it was a penalty on Dallas. So lots of fun. But yeah, man, Anthony Edwards is my play. It's Anthony Edwards. I love him. You guys know I do. I've talked about a bunch of times. But it's that Prism base from last year that I think is an interesting play. The silver also, if you want to spend a little more money. I was watching an auction end last night, and it was like Wiseman, LaMelo, Edwards, Cole Anthony. It was like a bunch of like the top rookies, and it ended for like $70. And they were all decent centering, and they weren't like, one was like totally off. And I'm like, all right, LaMelo base, like this Edwards base, you got a lot of good cards in here. And I think the reason why they're not selling for crazy money, the reason why they're not selling, is people just don't know what to do with them still. You know what I mean? Because of the grading. And I think that we are going to see in the next quarter some more clarity about the grading stuff. And I think it makes sense to kind of, maybe start stockpiling the guys who you think are going to be those players, LaMelo, Edwards, that kind of stuff. Edwards, I think, is definitely one where I think he's got some upside to him, man. I don't know if he stays there, what kind of upside he has, but I like watching his game. He's athletic. He seems seems like he's working on his game a little bit year over year from last year to this year. He's shooting a little bit better, but the athleticism is just nuts. And I think that's just where the game is going. People don't have the attention span for a full basketball game. Forget about baseball. People just want to, look, here's the highlight. Here's the highlight. Here's the clip on Instagram. Look at Edwards. And if you want to find a basketball clip from yesterday, that's the clip. It doesn't matter who else did what.
The team isn't far away at the same time. Like, they're a team that if they got, like a Jay Crowder, a Jeff Green, Blake Griffin, like some vets that still have run on those tires, which could happen in the offseason, they've got some pieces around them. So it's and the guy in Gonzaga looks good. I don't know where the next Timberwolves pick is, but they're not far away. Edwards and Towns are good pieces to build around, and Edwards is clearly the alpha, in my opinion, next year. Right now, they're probably jostling for that. You know what I'm saying? But Cat, you're not an alpha, bro. Sorry. I like the play, man. I like the play. I think base is super underrated. I'm in a very contrarian mood recently. I kind of want to do the opposite of what the general public thinks.
Well,
Like,
I mean, the general
is
public
like,
seems to do the opposite of what the general public is doing every couple months or so. That's why it works. Everybody's doing base. Now no one's doing base. Everybody's looking for a low number rare. And then you know what's going to happen? It's going to swing right back.
I think so. And I mean, if you get Edwards, what are they, $20 a pop?
Yeah, 20. There's a lot right now. 125 or best offer for 6 of them. 6 in good condition. Right? I looked at it before the show.
Let me give you guys some context. When I got into the hobby, and this was before the booms, the Zion base was $50.
Yeah.
So this is a Zion who's never played, coming off a meniscus, was $50. Ja was $30. Edwards right now is $20, and I would argue Edwards is on par with those guys, talent and opportunity-wise. So I love it. Let's shift gears real quick. You guys know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got fired by Man United. And honestly, what was interesting about that was how much Cristiano Ronaldo's agent and wanted him gone. And they brought in this guy who's like a total football guy. I can't say his name. So you can look him up. He's the interim manager. LAFC Gunnar, ask him some questions. He knows a lot more about this than I. But I would take a look at Pogba.
Love that guy.
For 2 reasons.
Cool.
When a manager leaves, it's kind of like a tryout for the rest of the team. So I think there's a bit of a short-term kind of opportunity for Pogba when he comes back. I think
he's hurt, right? I was just gonna say. I read an article maybe a month ago or so that he was hurt.
So there's that, and then 2 is you have the World Cup coming up next year, and he's gonna show out. So his cards are kind of beat down. You could apply this actually not just to Pogba, but to Cristiano Ronaldo, Mason Greenwood, some guys on Man U that you think have some upside. Rashford, if that's your flavor of the week. I like Pogba. I want to see if he ever becomes cardboard relevant because he certainly has the talent for it. And it's kind of like a now or never opportunity. And I saw some of his cards. Like I watch list cards, right, to see when they sell and to see kind of get a pulse on the market. And there was like a select gold of his for like $150 at a PSA 10.
Wow.
So there's some lower ends, there's some higher end stuff that's pretty cheap of his. Maybe worth taking a look at.
Let me ask, who's the bigger disappointment right now? The Lakers or PSG?
Yeah, I saw that post. I mean, I voted PSG, but it's not even close. It's obviously Lakers. PSG's good, man. PSG's in first. They were in first place. They lost to City. They're in second place, but they're playing well.
It's just the stars are not doing what people thought they were going to do. Messi that hasn't come and scored 5 goals a game.
Well, they're in first place in the French league, and they're in second place in Champions League, and they're in first place by 11 points. So, you know, like numbers don't lie. At the end of the day, like it's the French league. The French league sucks, but I mean, they're in first place. The Lakers are in like 8th place. It's to me, it's pretty easily the Lakers.
I think it's an easy comparison, right? Because everybody's just throw as many stars into a mix and see if it works. With that, you know, chemistry be damned. Let's just get as many names in as we can.
They need to play through Messi, but at the same time, that's a lot to ask for an older Messi, like to have the game run through him. But dude, I watched them play. They could have. It was interesting, man. I try to figure this stuff out. They were plus 450 to beat Man City, which was it's an astronomical number to really think about. They ended up losing,
yeah,
but they have so many more stars than City. Yeah, City has a system, and it's funny, man. If you guys go back to like the old Barca days, Guardiola was the one that refined that system, you know, and he's an incredible manager, man. He really is. You got to give him love. That team, when it was Guardiola, the manager, and Messi, and that whole team, they played just beautiful soccer.
It's a beautiful game. Last thing, Panini Digital, in case you didn't see our couple posts and tweets and whatnot today, got gifting there. Although I'm going to have to do a little more research on it before I just start throwing stuff out because it might just be on desktop. Because I was looking on my app today and I didn't see like within the moments like how to send these things out and stuff like that. It's probably on the desktop. I'll take a look. I'll get on the old computer and figure it out. But once I figure that out, guys, there's Smith for everybody. Back. You're all getting an ish.
There's no looking back after that.
Ish, you get an ish. You get an ish. You get an ish. I'm giving ish to everybody.
All right, LukaNation, we love you.
Take care, everyone.